Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. I got something nice for you today. I'm still in the book. You see, I got my teacher skull cap on, so that means class is about to start. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Oh, excuse me. Right Thinker's mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline, practiced daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment. Excuse me. AKA, know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get it together. So I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. It's rhetorical. But if you had to answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Excuse me. Ate that potato chips. It's coming back. Sorry. Excuse me. Again, that's what I do for you. A person who knows not. I forgot where it was at. I think it's from the top. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. Trust me. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. Life's a lot easier. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritual asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to Maya, be true. Right thinkers, I didn't give you a whole bunch of stuff. Can't get that stuff to me. Excuse me. Right thinkers, let me take you to what we call the Duat, but it's spelled D-U-A-T, so they would think to say the Duat. No, it's spelled with the T, the D and the T sound. I'll tell you that lesson a while ago, but I'm just go to the Duat for you. We call it the Duat. If you're comfortable with that, no problem. All right, so this is the lesson to give you an understanding, and this should be clear. The ancient Egyptian concept of creation, remember these are concepts, include the three realms. These are the Ta, that represent earth, aka hell, the lowest level on the tree. The Pet, which is heaven. Now, you see me saying earth and heaven, two different places, all right? And now you got the Tuat or Duat. That's what called the netherworld, Amenta, and Urantia, Field the Reeds, whatever. But the concept starts here. Everybody now call it heaven. To get away from all that, everybody just say heaven. Okay, but the concept came from here. We call it the netherworld, the Duat. That's where I'm going to break down for you. Hopefully you'll get a better understanding. Okay, so let's go. Now, the Duat is the abode of God and goddesses. That's where they retire. Okay, it's the old folks' home for the spirit. Okay, the good spirits. Spirits and souls. How about that? Give you a better understanding. Hopefully, I'm trying to make it understandable, but this is ancient philosophical concepts that our ancients live by. I'm trying to dress it up and modernize it so you can understand it because it still works. Watch. It is the realm where those who are evil, bad, I ain't going there, or unrighteous, we call it unmayat, Mayat, UN Mayat. That means the opposite or chaos. How about that? But it's where the evil or the unrighteous are what? Are punished. But it is also where the righteous live in what? Happiness. Hence, heaven and hell. Again, it's still all up here. Still up here. It is due, excuse me, it is the other world. What's the other world? The spirit realm. That's where we are now. This is the physical. When we go to sleep, we get a taste of that other world. They call it astral world. Why? Where you don't need the senses of the physical body because everything is all mental. That's the other world. You're there mentally and spiritually, but you're not there physically. Hope you understand. I'm trying to break it down so I hope you understand it. That's what they mean by the other realm. And the Duat is not that realm, just the next one up. Okay, heaven is just the second level. The Duat is also known as Amenta. Some people call it Urantif, but it is the realm of what? Of Amen. Amun, the hidden one. That's where the spirits go. That's where we come from. The idea is to get back to, I'm going to break it down. It gets better. I got you. Don't worry. But now, the Duat is the realm where Ra is symbolized by what? The sun. It transverses what? Across the transverses. And when it reaches what? The western hemisphere, starts in the east. It goes to what? 12 hours. It's going to the western horizon. And it enters into what? And so in other words, the movement of Ra, which is the sun, between sunset and sunrise, what is he doing? He's going in what they call the underworld. And some people thought that what? The Duat was under the earth. Why? Common sense or ignorant sense or no sense. Since that they saw Ra go down, transverse, and they figure since he transversed across this sky, he's going to do the same thing in the underworld. So that was the concept. And they say transverse downward around the earth and merge what? In the east, the story goes, Newt covers the earth, Gad, and Ra, when he comes out in the morning, she's giving birth to him. And when he go in the night, she swallows him up and gives birth every day. That's the philosophical concept of our ancients, even with the sun. However, this interpretation, there we go, is the understanding, here we come, pay attention, of the uninitiated masses, the ignorant ones. And they think 85% of the general public is ignorant. So the esoteric wisdom that I teach about the Duat is that it is what? It's a realm of unconscious human mind. And at the same time, it's the realm of cosmic consciousness or the mind of God. Both the physical and the universe and the astral plane, aka the Duat, are parts of that cosmic consciousness. It's all going on up here. It's about to get interesting. Pay attention. Focus. The Duat represents, here we go, creation itself. Well, I thought you said the no. At least you're paying attention. Now, as such, it is what? Composed of 7 sections. Sound familiar? That number 7 is a bad mama jamma. It's going to play out in here too. That 7 sections, they known it as Arits, A-R-I-T-S, or better known, you ready for this one, Christians? Mansions, mini rooms. They may be thought of as rooms within rooms, or better understood, how about this one? Since he spoke that way, it's called dimensions within dimensions, or planes of existence within successful what? Higher planes of existence, if that makes sense. We gave you the earth, lower plane, heaven, higher. The Duat is even higher. That's what they're breaking down for you again. And it's all in the states of consciousness. I did the lesson for you. So all this to me is old. But for those who's not, let me try to break it down for you to understand it. You got 3 separate planes of existence. Now that's the whole idea. And now you got 7 sections related to what? The 7 Hathors, the cows that Asar had the sire as the great bull that's coming up, which are sired by Asar in the form of the Apis bull of Amenti, and they relate to the 7 chakra systems in the body, the energy centers, also known as Kundalini, or you got levels of what they call psycho-spiritual evolution, which is the rings of Mayat in every human being, known as, you ready? The serpent power or life force energy. It is necessary to pass through all of these levels. What? In order to do what? Reach the supreme abode. At Judgment Day, to get to the shrine where Asar sits on the throne, the abode, you had to pass the test. Righteous heart, feather concept, and then Haru. Anu was to turn you over to Haru. Haru take you to the Father, and it said, because your spirit is light and transparent, it will meld you, become one with Asar again. That was the concept. I gave you a story a while ago, but this is where the idea comes from. And for this, what? Now it's possible that the initiate, what? Must possess, watch this, certain special knowledge. Esoteric knowledge, not that. No, you need to have some real knowledge. Why? Because you're going to be put to the test. Watch this. In the underworld, every guardian at the gate that you got to go through is 12 of them. You got to pass through. And if you don't have the password, if you don't have the right handshake, the grip, whatever token, you won't make it. How about that? They all stand there with knives, okay? Now, you have to obtain or have certain knowledge about the passageways, and each passageway is what is guarded by what they call a gatekeeper, or better known as a herald. A herald is a guy standing with 2 knives in his hand, and if you don't give him the right answer, he's going to use them on you. So, and they ask, there you go, in every initiation, you go through what they call a physical altercation with the ruffian, the bad guy, whatever, and that's what they act as. If they ask you for something, or you supposed to be in possession of something, don't give it up. Okay, they're gonna kill you. Okay, so I'd rather die respectfully than live as a coward. And like my master said, my life you can take, my integrity never. So be proud. All right, but the whole point is the Masonic concept there. But they have to initiate what questions, and they have to. And usually, me being the chaperone, I'm answering the questions for you. Why? You don't know the answers. So that's why you got to be initiated. And if answered correctly, what happened? They announce the new arrival, and they let you know you come on and allow you to pass. The special knowledge that consists of spiritual wisdom that's gained from what? Daily study of the spiritual scriptures. They tell you to read the Bible daily, right? We did the same thing. Okay? And you blend it with one thing they don't say in modern times that we were proficient in is meditation. It says you blend it with meditative experience. That meditative experience is when you go to your quiet place. Y'all call it praying. Praying is you talking outward. Meditating is you talking inward or listening, okay? And the second, and this is the key to what? The second and the third levels or degrees in what? Your religious practice. Y'all get the story. Y'all go to church, do the practice, the ritual, but you don't put it to use, so you never get the third phase, which is the experience, the mystical experience. Why? Because if you follow those things, it's going to lead you to that. That's why, and I know that. The third level of religious practice is what a lot of religious followers don't get to. Of course, spiritual studies and meditative experiences are only possible when what? When life is live according to the virtues and the righteous principles of Maya. I love to do that. I love to be able to do that because that's my thing. And when it says here, when you live in it, professing it, preaching it, teaching it means nothing. But when you live in it, it makes the difference in the world. Why? Because when you're doing righteous living, your kundalini will rise on its own. It will not rise if you're faking and perpetrating. It knows the difference. Moving on. And there is a special realm, with the Duat. What's that? This is the abode of Asar, as well as what? The ultimate destination of those who practice right thinking philosophy and become enlightened. Slept that one in real smooth. It is the realm of the supreme peace Hotep. For what? That's obtaining supreme peace come with the supreme, supreme good. Sun and Bottom, excuse me. The Sun and Bottom means the supreme good. To reach the supreme peace, you have to practice the supreme good. That's a beautiful thing. And it is known as Sekhet Aru, or in other terms as, you ready for this? Amen Jed. Amen, or Amen Jed, is the reference which unites what? The symbolism, listen, of Asar with what? Amun. You got Amen Ra, which is the hidden, become visible, which is the sun. You got Amen Asar, which is the spirit that's in man, that's hidden, but it's in man, and Asar is part of it. Watch this. And Amun Asar become, because Jed, D-J-E-D, refers to the Jed or the Jed pillow of Asar. I tell you the story how he got locked in the coffin. His brother threw him in the Nile River. He went down Syria. He crashed on the shores, landed up, and became part of a tree. The king liked the aroma and smell from it. He cut the tree down and took it back. It was the whole body of Asar. They took it back home. His backbone was significant. It symbolized the 4 levels of the chakras. The first 3 go this way. The first 3 go this way, horizontal. Next 3 go this way. Why? It's 4 more levels that you need to become conscious. That makes 7 degrees in masonry, 7 chakras, 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 notes to music, 7 visible planets. It's a whole bunch of stuff. There's 7 days of the week. Moving on. But the Jed, spelled D-J-E-D, and if you're a Star Wars fan, this should interest you. The Jed symbolizes what? The awakened soul, which is well established in what? In knowledge of who? Itself. Bam! When Luke went and learned self-knowledge and how to use the force from Yoda, Masons, Yoda's just saying when to give you Masonic knowledge, and it's all good. Why? Because it's knowledge of self, which is what we need. You become Jedus. Not Jedi, okay? Return to Jedi. It should be Return to Jedu, okay? But Jedu refers to, watch this, the abode of Asar in the flesh, in the spirit. This is what the following line from our Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day, chapter 1, verse 13 to 15, and it's referring to what? Nuk Jedi, Su Jedi, I am Jedu, Masu I Jedu. What the what? Sound like the Cleon from Star Trek. Every time I hear that, yeah, that's they spoken vowels. They enunciate all the vowels, so it made them sound a little different. Translation is saying, I am steadfast, son of steadfast, philosophically, conceived and born in the region of steadfastness. Okay, that's the philosophy that they practice, and that's how they believe and live. This special realm is shrouded in the deepest, understand this, darkness, and it is untouched by what? by the myriad of cries, dismemberments, and the suffering of the who? The unrighteous soul that they claim go to hell, and they scream it out. That's they watch this. Now, all those are the enemies of Ra, unrighteous, as well as what? The cries of happiness of the righteous souls who are experiencing what? Heavenly or pleasurable conditions that according to their what? Good deeds, where? In their past life, while they was here on earth. And this part of the Duat is composed of, there we go again, 7 arits, or 7 halls, rooms, mansions, whatever you want to call them. But it transcends time and space, as well as what? The mind and thoughts. So now it is possible, it is absolute existence. The one, we become part of the one, and the rest of the Duat, as well as what? Even in the physical world, is relative reality. Why? Because in this special realm, there is the meaning of what? The following heka and the utterance from the Egyptian, again, Book of Coming Forth by Day, chapter 125, verse 1 through 17. Let's see what it says right quick. The Asar, the scribe, Ani, the initiate, whose word is truth, saith who? I have come until thee. He's talking to God. I have drawn close to you in order to what? Experience thy. That word thy. If you didn't know, that's God. Another word for God. To experience thy beauties. My hands are extended in adoration of in thy name of, you ready? Yep, Maya. Truth have come. I have drawn myself to the place where what? Where the cedar tree exists not, no trees, where the acacia tree does not put forth any shoots, ain't nothing growing, and where the ground neither produces grass nor herbs, nothing going on. Now I have entered into a place of hidden things, and I held converse with the God, you ready? Set. Asar, the scribe Ani, has entered into the house of what? Asar. And he has seen what? The hidden secret things which are therein. He searched himself. He know what's there. He talked to what? His ego self also. And watch this. That which is the place where nothing grows, you ran to, watch this. That's the place where all the spirits go to retire. Is the place of what? That's the place of absolute stillness. That's eternity. No time, no space, no nothing. It is the region that is devoid of what? Knowledge? Nope. Devoid of forms or mental concepts of any kind. No exceptions. Thanks, Brother Clark. It is the primeval or the celestial waters now. From what? From which the creation arises. It is the place which is hidden from that which is in what? Motion. The relative reality. Therefore, it is hidden to who? Those whose minds, ignorant, are in constant motion due to what? Their desires, their cravings, their emotional attachments, their greed, their ignorance, etc. That's why. All those are veils, okay? Led by ignorance. The mind, watch this, that which is relative or temporal, emanates out of that which is what? Absolute and eternal. The relative reality emanates from this hidden place of what? Stillness. What did he say when he went to detention? Still yourself. What? Stop what you're doing and know that I'm talking to you and I am God. It is to this place of stillness where one must go and have what? You ready? Communion with God, aka meditate, or y'all call it prayer, whatever it works. Do that. Why? That should be done daily. That should be part of your daily routine. And when this occurs, what happened? That which is hidden has been revealed to you only. Why? It's only for you to know. Everybody got their own place that they got to find within themselves for themselves. That's where God dwells. Moving on, I'm wrapping it up. I see the clock. I'm going to finish this up. I could kill us. I got one more paragraph to go. I'm going to speed up a little bit, but I hope I'm getting my point across. I'm teaching now. This is class. In the deepest of the most dark realm. Dark is good. We come from the dark. The deepest and the most dark realm of the Duat is what? Asar. He was called the perfect black. When you have a near-death experience, and for anybody going from this point forward, trust me, don't go to the light. Don't go to the light. Well, what happened? I'll go to the light. You'll be back here. The darkness is where you want to stay. Himself. Watch this. And this is why Asar is referred to what? The Lord of the perfect black. I just told you that. But because I know what I'm talking about, it just comes natural. And watch this. And is often depicted as being black. So how could you think a race of people who claim black could be anything other than what they claim to be? Moving on, I ain't going that part. But in being black or green for vegetation and agriculture in hue, and is also why Nut, Aset, and Hathor are also described, as you're ready, black-skinned. Don't make no mistake. They are emanations from the realm of what? Blackness, which is described as a void or a nothingness in the hieroglyphic papyrus entitled the what? Laments of Aset and Nephtet. This notion of nothingness, they call it dark matter. How about that? I wanted to get that in. Everything is dark. Yeah, okay, whatever. But you got nothingness, which is akin to the Buddhist notion, again, concepts and views and notions of Shanu, or the void, which refers to the area of consciousness, which is devoid of devoid of mental concepts and thoughts. And when there are no thoughts or forms in the mind, it is now considered to be calm, clear, crystal, reflective, expansive, and peaceful. How about that? Those are all the things that you can do with this thing on your shoulders. When there are thoughts, that's where they come from here. In the mind, that's this, the mental awareness is now narrowed and defined in terms of what? Concepts. If the mind is confined to these concepts and narrow forms of thought, then it is confined to that which is limited and what? Temporal. But it also eradicates its what? Sexual pleasure, egoistic desires, the physical cravings, and the worldly illusions, and then now it becomes what? Self-aware of us what? Its innermost reality. And realizes now for the first time its connection to what? The entire cosmos, aka God. You become God conscious. You know that you are one with God. That's when you know thyself. I'm taking it home. Here we go. And thus, the teachings that you learn about the Duat, Amenjet, what's that, Rasta, etc., it gives you insight what? Into the nature of what? Your own human mind in which you need to be master of. And it is it is a description or a prescription of what? For the mental landscape, it's demons making you aware of the ego self and everything that leads to what? Ignorance and mental agitation. You need to be aware of them. How to avoid them, you need to be aware of them. You can't solve a problem that you don't know the problem is. A lot of times, you are the problem. Moving on and wrap it up. Now, so there we are on the mental agitation and the gods and goddess who represent what? Positive thoughts, feelings, and the way to discover what? The abode of who? The spiritual, the innermost self, God. Everything that I teach you to live, do, or be leads to what? Your personal peace and harmony, and acquire you the wisdom enough. So now, therefore, your task of a spiritual aspirant, right thinker, is to what? Eradicate the concepts, your own concepts and agitation and your desires and your own personal cravings where in your own mind, and to actually discover the hidden innermost reality, which is, we tell you, I just told you, Hotep, the result of supreme happiness comes from the workings of what? The supreme good, Sun and Bunham. Supreme peace brings on eternal and what? Pure from, eternal and pure from an inscription in the temple of Dandra in Egypt, wrapping up with this, from the higher level of understanding, which is Nihas. The Duat is the unconscious mind, and Asar is that level which what? Transcends the thinking processes, its deepest region, and it is the level of consciousness that is experienced only during the deepest dreamless state. And you don't remember because you're deep under. So therefore, they called it what? The hidden aspect of the human heart, and thus it is also known as Amun. After every prayer, we close out with Amen, but Amun is who? The hidden one. Your job is to find him. My job is to help you do just that. Knowing thyself is just that. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. See, it took a little long. Again, I'm apologizing for the length, but I'm hoping the content is good enough to get the job done to enlighten you. That's what I'm here to do. And in closing, may all my right thinkers live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. You know I'll be back.